I had a toxic employee and I didn't want to fire him because he was good at his job, but he was ruining the culture.
Yeah.
He was ruining the culture of the team. And even some of my colleagues didn't like working with him. But I kept him around too long and I ended up losing employees.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid to have a courageous conversation.
Yes. Welcome to the Visibility Room, on air and off script. Hey, everybody. It's Karyl Morris from the Image Impact Group and the Visibility Room, on air and off script. And today I have with me Jacob Brown, international speaker, speaker of the islands, as I just found out, from Jacob Brown Speaks. So Jacob, welcome.
Thank you so much, Karyl. It's so good to finally see you. I've been watching your podcast for a while, and you've had some of my friends on, so very excited to join you on.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you're here, and I want to talk about Avocado Leadership.
Yeah.
But first, we have some other things to take care of.
Awesome.
Before we start, give everybody a quick overview, though, of what you speak about and who is the ideal audience for you.
Yeah. So I'm former NFL athlete turned entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I was a creative director for about 16 years before I stepped full-time almost 4 years ago into keynote speaking.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I serve leaders. So leaders and human beings.
Yes.
Ultimately, my goal is to impact organizations from a leadership level, because I know that everything starts from top down.
Yeah.
I've worked for and with and have been not the best leader. And my goal, especially with the book and my keynotes, is to make avocado leaders of all leaders. And I'm sure we'll get into what that means.
Absolutely. And I'm going to ask you the first question that I asked you last time was, why an avocado? But you can't answer it yet.
Okay.
All right. But first, rapid fire questions. All right. Yeah. Top of mind answers. First impression you want others to have of you. Empathetic. Why is that important?
I want people to know that I feel them.
Okay.
I not just sympathize, but I empathize with them.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to put myself in their shoes to stand alongside them and walk with them.
Oh, I love that answer. Empathetic. I like it. What's your favorite way to connect, in person or digitally?
In person. Absolutely in person. Yeah. I digital is fun.
Yeah.
It's a nice segue, but in person is the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's the energy in the room that makes all the difference. All right. What builds credibility faster? Expertise, presence, or consistency?
Consistency.
And why do you say that?
Yeah, I firmly believe that anyone can do something once or twice, but can you continue that on and be consistent with it? That's one thing that I teach my coaching clients is, consistency over time beats talent any other day.
Yeah. Going back to, 10,000 reps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
10,000. Well, there's a Macklemore song. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he talks about that. It's not that you were just innately good at it. It was the 10,000 reps you put in.
It was the 10,000 reps.
Yeah. I just heard that song this weekend. Anyway. All right. What's the number one trust killer that you see?
Number one trust killer, I would say, number one is inconsistency. But the other thing is talking behind people's back.
Oh, yeah.
From a leader standpoint, you have employees, and there are times where you either talk behind their back bad about them without directly sharing that with them. You're going to lose trust very, very fast. So that's one of the trust killers I think is one that hurts people a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can't say it in front of somebody, why are you saying it all?
Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting. I had shout out to, what was his name? He was a civics teacher in high school. And that was one of the things that he said. And I didn't take a lot away from the civics part of it.
But
that one I got. Yeah, that one I got. Mr. Von Allman, that's who it was.
Nice.
All right. What's the number one leadership lesson that has stuck with you?
Be vulnerable. Yeah, be vulnerable. Be okay letting people know you don't know everything.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
No one should know everything. We should always be constant learners.
Yeah.
No matter how intelligent we may be, even in our craft.
Yeah.
We should always be learning.
Yeah.
So
you can't possibly know everything about everything. And as soon as you know it, it changes anyway.
Exactly. Especially now.
Exactly. You thought you knew, but you did not. All right. So, you made reference to this early on, former NHL players. So how does somebody go from a high level of athletic performance to being a speaker.
Yeah.
What's that journey?
Yeah, well, football didn't really work out for me. So I come from a football family. My Uncle Monty played in 2 Super Bowls. My younger brother is now the assistant strength coach for the Miami Dolphins. Like, football runs in our family.
Yeah.
And I got to a point in my football career where things just didn't fall. The dominoes didn't fall the way that I needed them to.
Yeah.
And I had to transition into, like, work.
Yeah.
So I had to go to work. Went to a staffing agency, found a job, worked for a manufacturing facility, a CNC machine plant in Wixom, Michigan, and I just kind of found my way climbing up the ladder with what I went to school for, which was graphic and web design. And ultimately, I've always been an artist. I'm still an artist.
Yeah, I love
and I
that.
turned that into graphic and web design and creative direction.
Right.
And during my career, I remember motivating and encouraging my teams. And kind of pushing them past what they believed they could do and figuring out, like, I really like this aspect.
Yeah.
I actually thought about going into HR at one point.
Okay.
Because I really love the human side of encouraging people and putting them on, a pathway to grow. And I started just sharing insights on LinkedIn around 2013. And people were like, you should be a motivational speaker. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Les Brown does that.
No.
Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. I always thought it was kind of hokey, to be quite honest. My dad used to listen to Jim Rohn and, Les Brown growing up. And I thought it was kind of hokey until I realized the power of words.
Yes. Yeah.
And the more that I saw people's lives changing that I was over and they were in my stead as a leader.
Yeah.
The better I felt and the more fulfilled I felt about my work. And I started speaking. 2014, I did my first keynote. I, spoke at my high school commencement in 2017.
Cool.
I did my first TEDx in 2020. And it just kept going. And it's what I do now.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. And you and I have talked about this. I have a son that was a D1 athlete as well. And so I've seen the amount of work that goes in, even at that level.
100%.
And then you take it to the professional level, and I'm sure it, 10 times is it, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I said that right. But
10x.
10x'd it. 10x'd it. That's it. Not 10x'd. 10x'd.
10x.
But anyway, all that to say is that it's just an unbelievable amount of work and strategy and focus. And for you now to be able to take what you've learned, and it doesn't matter if it worked out or it didn't work out, the mere fact that you got there says everything about you.
Yes.
And to be able to now gift wrap that up in a different way for the professional sector, the professional business sector is really amazing. And, who doesn't love an athlete? I mean, we all, right? We like the rah-rah, we like that. Yeah. And then to be able to have you have the artistic portion of it as well is really fascinating to me. And I love that. So I just think it's really cool that you have all these different strengths that you've been able to build up and put out into the world in the form of speaking.
Thank you.
And you're right, it's one to many.
Yeah,
it's one to many.
It is. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am always, you sit here as a fan, right? You sit here as a fan, and whether you're a fan of an artist or an athlete, you're always mesmerized at how much it takes. It really takes. And I don't think I really even understood it until I watched my son go through it.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you got to 10 times it. 10x it. But anyway, okay, so now we're on the speaking journey. So we went from the NFL to corporate.
Yeah.
Now we've gone from corporate to we're going to speak, which you didn't anticipate and you didn't even think it was relevant to you.
No.
But you've been coached throughout your life. You've seen what that does, and now you can bring it to the masses.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the fact that you also don't just coach leadership, you coach speakers. Yeah.
So one of the big things that I've recognized about a coach is that a coach is the one that kind of stands on the sideline and watches you while you're in the game and then gives you feedback about what they saw from a perspective you never saw.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I believe the greatest coaches are the ones that can help people point them in the right direction based on what they might not see. Right. Because I mean, unless we're looking in the mirror while we're doing what we do, we have no idea what we look like, what we sound like, what the other person might feel. So, but a coach can help say, hey, this is what I know works. Yeah. And this is kind of the way that I want you to go. Well, I knew after, over a decade of speaking, there were so many things that I had no idea, Karyl, I had no idea what to do, where to go, who to talk to, how to talk, how to put together a press kit, a speaker reel, website, none of these things. So my goal now is to kind of fast track speakers, instead of them spending a decade learning, they can learn most of what I've learned in 6 months.
I love that. Yeah.
The reality is I can't be on the field to do the work for you.
Yes.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So a coach can only coach you so much.
Yeah.
You have to play.
Yeah.
So that's the part I love about being a coach is, I can give you all of the information and knowledge, but at the end of the day, you've got to get out there.
Yeah, 100%. And it's how you said, unless you are looking in the mirror, you don't see. And even if you're looking in the mirror, somebody else still has a different perspective.
100%.
And they're looking at you from a different angle and all those good things. So I love that because when it comes to speaking, people often don't understand that there's also the business of speaking.
Yes.
It's not just getting up on the stage, but it's how you formulate what you do before you get there and what you do after. Yeah.
Big part about that part. I firmly believe that the business of speaking is probably 75 to 80% of being a professional keynote speaker.
Yeah.
Because people can make or break their reputations if they don't know the business side or don't have the business side.
Yeah.
Even the greatest speakers need to have some sort of business sense or a team that will help manage that. And if you're just starting out, you're probably not going to have a team. Right? You can't afford them. You're trying to get fees. So I help people understand, what is the business side? What are event planners looking for? How do you position yourself in the marketplace to be taken serious and gain credibility? Yeah,
absolutely. All right, I want to jump over to the big avocado. And if you are watching this on video, I do want you to look at Jacob's socks and his lapel pin because he is representing the avocado. So Avocado Leadership, again, number one question I had was why an avocado?
Yeah, so avocados represent what I believe the makeup of what a good leader should be. A good ripe avocado, right? So most people are put in their leadership positions well before they're ready. Or they might be ready, but they're not trained to understand how to be a good leader.
Yeah.
So if an avocado is not ripe, if it's not ready to cut into, the skin is hard, the flesh is not nourishing. And the same is true with a leader, right?
Yeah.
If they're put into a position of management just because they're good at their job. I was one of those people. I was one of those people that was really good at graphic and web design.
Yeah.
And my bosses come to me and they said, hey, we're going to hire a few more designers and put them underneath you and you're going to lead them. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to lead them. I just know how to do the work.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So as they brought them in, I had no idea how to lead them. So I was always harsh with them. I was crass. I was not nice to work with. And most of the time they'd bring me the work and it was obviously not up to par with what I would do. So I just redid their work.
Oh, that's perfect. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
Terrible,
bottom line.
Toxic leader, right? So avocado leaders, when they're ripe, when they've been through the seasons and the experience, and when they've been through the storms of being a leader, their skin softens. Now, the good thing about an avocado is when it's ripe, the skin is softer, but it's not weak, right? So an avocado leader, when you approach them, they might be soft in their approach, but they're not weak.
Yes.
Right? One of the words I love is meekness, right? Meekness, a lot of people tie that word meekness with the word weakness, but meekness does not mean weakness. Meekness means power under control.
Oh.
So you've got leaders that are in a position of power and they abuse that power, right?
Yeah.
They make people feel small when they walk into the meetings. They make their ideas sound stupid. But then you have those meek leaders that come in and they're willing to listen. They're willing to work with you. They're willing to be empathetic to you and lenient with you when you have to, take work off go pick up your kids.
Yeah.
Right? That's an avocado leader. An avocado leader is one that's approachable. Their flesh, just like the avocado, once it's ripe and ready, it's soft. It's easy to make that guac, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it might be. But most people don't understand that avocados are very nourishing for your body. It's good for your digestive system. So a good leader should also be good for that employee.
Yeah.
When they leave them, they should feel nourished. They shouldn't feel empty. They shouldn't feel drained.
Right.
They should feel full. And they should feel like they want to do more for that leader because they've led with love.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What was happening when the avocado popped in your brain like that? I mean, I know you're a creative, so God only knows. But really, how did that happen?
Years ago, I would say 3 years ago, I was working with a company, and they just merged 2 different companies, and they had multiple core values. And they said, hey, we really want to. That's the other thing about Avocado Leader. They lead with their core, from the core. Okay. My keynote is called Leading from the Core.
Yeah.
And it's based off of this workshop I did for this organization where they really wanted to talk about the importance of the core values within the company and how they wanted their leaders to be implementing those in their everyday life, right? Well, I was like, okay, so what can I do to tie in and make the core value conversation sticky? And I'm just looking, and I found avocado, and avocados have a core, a seed, right? Apples have a core, other fruit have a core, but the avocado has...
It's like big and bulky.
Yeah, it's big and bulky. Did you also know that when you cut up avocados and you make avocado toast, the leftover avocado, if you leave the seed in the bowl, it lasts long.
Green.
It doesn't go brown as fast. So for anybody that doesn't know that, put the seed in there, okay? But in terms of the seed of an avocado is like the core values of a leader. So when you lead from the core, when you're leading from your core values and you understand the person across from you and their core values, what's important to them, right? Is it family? Is it integrity? Is it honesty?
Yeah.
Right? What's important to you? It's just like when in a relationship, understanding love languages, right? If I understand my wife's love languages and she understands mine, we are more susceptible to be able to love each other the proper way. Yeah. And the same is true with our employees, our colleagues, understanding what their business love languages are. Their core values, right? I call them business love languages.
Yeah.
What are their core values? What's important to them? And this is how I created the Avocado Leadership is through core values, a workshop for an organization, and it's very hard to forget Avocado Leadership.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And that's why I wear the pin, that's where I wear the socks, and that's why I wrote the book.
I love it. And you hit on something that really drives home with me, and that's that, you have to understand the love language of the business.
Yes.
And that's why it's so frustrating for everybody out there when you get a LinkedIn DM and they are selling you without knowing you. It's so frustrating because you don't know what I need. So how can you solve my problem?
Yeah.
And this Avocado Leadership, I would imagine, just by virtue of what it teaches, would make somebody hesitant to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Getting to know people first before you just start selling them. Yeah. Because I get sold things all the time. 100%. And like, I don't think, first of all, my name's not Jason, it's Jacob. Yeah. Number one, I get that all the time, Karyl. Number two, I don't work for a marketing agency anymore if you looked at my profile. Right. So, reach out, connect with me. And that's one thing that I try to do whenever I reach out to event planners or chief marketing officers and I want to connect with them because I see there might be opportunity or I just want to learn more about them. Yeah. I never sell. I let them see through my consistency what I am about and who I am on LinkedIn before I ever reach out and ask for anything.
100%. Yeah. You cannot jab things down people's throats and think that they're going to be receptive. It just doesn't work that way. And here we sit in the visibility room, and one of the things that we do with clients is help them stand out. I mean, that is literally what it's all about, right?
I love it.
And it is so incredibly important that you allow that so that when you do make the move, you've got that credibility and that trust factor already working on your behalf.
100%. Yeah.
What's one thing in the leadership, in Avocado Leadership, that you want people to remember? A tip that you're going to just pull right out of the book.
Yeah. So there are 7 attributes of what a good avocado leadership should embody. Okay. And those attributes are broken down into an acronym of the word avocado. Okay. So the A is assess, don't assume. The V is to have values-driven leadership. The O is to be open-minded. The C is to have courageous conversations, and that is where I'm going to stop because courageous conversations is what changes the game for avocado leaders, okay? Most issues that are happening in organizations are because people are not talking about the hard thing. Yeah. They're not resolving issues that are happening. People hate the process. They don't like the boss. The boss has a toxic employee that they don't want to fire because they're a high-performing employee. I was this guy. I had a toxic employee, and I didn't want to fire him because he was good at his job, but he was ruining the culture.
Yeah.
He was ruining the culture of the team. And even some of my colleagues didn't like working with him. But I kept him around too long, and I ended up losing employees.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid to have a courageous conversation.
Yes.
So one of the things that I do is I teach people how to have courageous conversations. And some of this is based off of what I've learned.
Yeah.
And in the book, have you ever heard of Jefferson Fisher?
I don't know.
Jefferson Fisher is a high-power attorney. I don't know exactly where he lives.
Yeah.
But he got famous about 3 years ago by sitting in his car in between trials.
Oh, yes. I have seen him on Instagram.
Yes. He
Yep.
just won, Time's top 100 creators.
Okay.
Incredible human being. And I love his tips about, how to deal with a narcissist, how to have difficult conversations. Yeah. And he has frameworks for how to start a hard conversation. The framework is in the book.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've learned in my life is that when I was brave enough to have a difficult conversation, the relationship got stronger.
Yes.
Most people think that when they confront someone, it depends on the way you do it. Mm-hmm. But most people believe that when they confront someone about an issue that they feel or a tension that's happening, that the relationship and everything's just going to fall to pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
What really happens is it strengthens the relationship because that person actually respects you more. And
this is where empathy, to bring it full circle, this is where empathy on both sides 100%. Is so incredibly important.
100%.
Oh my gosh. All right. I know we're getting low on time. Marty's over there going, wrap it up, girl. But we have to go through the Magic Bowl. So the Magic Bowl has, questions that might just be completely irrelevant.
Okay.
There might be questions about Detroit, because here we sit in the city of Detroit, or they might make us go deep.
Okay.
So you can pick. I'll read it because got some chicken scratch handwriting here.
Oh, gosh.
I never want to put that on anybody. Okay, let's see if I like it. Oh, I do like it. What's a Detroit rule that you live by?
A Detroit rule. One of the things that I've learned about Detroit, and I'm from Saginaw originally, and Saginaw has a bad rap for crime, for just poverty in some places. One of the things that I respect about Detroit is that it always comes back.
Yes.
It always comes back. And my motto and mantra for a while, and I have a book called Fail Forward Mentality, my motto and mantra for a little over a decade was failing forward.
Yeah.
Right? Failing forward is to learn from your mistakes. Failing forward is to take all of the adversity and the things you've gone through and to use them as fuel to push forward. And one of the things, if anybody doesn't know much about Detroit, is that Detroit always fails forward and comes back.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful down here. The growth that's happening down here is absolutely gorgeous. And I remember a time where it was not so. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was not that long ago. But Detroit is back.
Yeah.
And I love the motto and mantra of Detroit versus everybody because everybody thinks that we're going to fail. But here's the reality. We will never fail because we'll never back down.
Yeah.
And it is Detroit versus everybody. So
absolutely.
That's my motto.
I'll thank you. And then what a beautiful way to kind of wrap this up. And on that note, Detroit versus everybody, people think they understand who we are and what we stand for and what they will get when they come here. Right. And they do not know. Everyone is always surprised.
Always surprised.
Always surprised. And as a leader, make sure you're not surprising people. Be consistent. But it's okay to leave a little bit of that unknown. And it's okay, right? Yeah. Like come back and take what is yours and take it because you've given first.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's what the city does really well is that, I love when people say, oh God, I went out of town and I knew a Detroiter when I saw one. He opened his mouth and I went, "What up, Doe?" Right?
What up, Doe?
Like you just know, you know when you are in the proximity of people that have that same belief system.
100%.
And Avocado Leadership, again, you guys, if you have not already, then we can get this now on Amazon, correct?
So it'll be released on Amazon mid-August.
Okay, perfect.
I've sold a little over 1,000 copies already just to events that I've spoken at. but I am going to be releasing it. Right now, you can purchase it from my website.
Okay, perfect.
If you go to my website and Avocado Leadership page, you can purchase a signed copy. The ones on Amazon will not be signed, but they will be released, and I'll be able to show and share in a few days, actually, a pre-order link so people can start to pre-order it. But mid-August, look for Avocado Leadership.
All right, perfect. So go and grab this, you guys, because it is going to give you the consistency that you need. It's going to teach you to be empathetic in what you're doing, to have a strong core and strong values. And you will not forget Avocado Leadership, nor will you forget Jacob Brown. Thank you so much, Jacob. I appreciate you coming by. I know you're busy and you're off traveling, so we really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. I will always make time for those that are doing great work, and I just appreciate you and the way that you do everything. So I'm very grateful to be on the podcast with you today.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody, like and follow, and if you have any questions, reach out. We are always here to help. Take care.